Hey everyone, and welcome to Variety Vista. Today, we're going on an amazing trip to Cape Verde. These islands popped up from volcanoes right in the middle of the big Atlantic Ocean. You know, some folks whisper that the most beautiful people in the world live here. But these islands have way more secrets than just pretty beaches and cool culture. Get ready to be amazed as we dig deep into what makes this place so special, uncovering stories hidden in its volcanic rocks and whispered on the winds. So, Cape Verde is super interesting because it's like two worlds came together. For hundreds of years, the awesome vibes of Africa mixed with the sea-loving ways and cool language of Portugal. It's not just a mix, it's like magic. It made a totally unique culture that's really deep and full of life. You can feel Africa in the music, the dancing, and how close everyone is. And then you see the Portuguese touch in the language and the neat old buildings. Imagine nature as a super artist. That's Cape Verde. These islands were made by fiery volcanoes and then shaped by the gentle Atlantic Ocean. Each island is like its own character, from the wild rocky views of Fogo to the green lush valleys of Santo Antão. And the beaches? Wow! Some are white sand, some are black volcanic sand. All of them are like something out of a dream. They're super important for animals and plants and just a great place to chill. If you go further inland, you'll find big mountains, secret valleys, and cool farms built right into the hills. It really shows how smart and tough the people here are. Now, if you really want to feel Cape Verde, you gotta listen to its music, especially something called Morna. It's like the heartbeat of the culture, the very soul of the people. This music came about because a lot of islanders had to leave their homes, so the songs are full of this deep feeling of missing home, but also staying connected to it. The amazing Cesaria Evora, they called her the barefoot diver. She took Morna all over the world. Her voice the sound of Cape Verde. Cape Verde has some really special animals and plants you won't find anywhere else. But there's one little bird, the Raso lark, whose story is kind of sad and mysterious. This tiny bird only lives on one super small island called Raso, and it's having a really tough time because of long periods with no rain and other changes in its home. People are trying to help by watching over its home and protecting it, but we don't know if we'll get to hear its song much longer. It's a real question mark. Another really cool thing about Cape Verde is its own special language that brings everyone together, Cape Verdean Creole, or Crioulo. It was born when people from Africa and Europe met. So, Crioulo is a real language, with lots of words from Portuguese but put together in a way that's more like West African languages. Each island has its own little twist on Crioulo, showing where all the different people came from. Portuguese is the official language, you know, for government stuff, but Crioulo, that's what people speak from the heart, at home and out on the streets. Get this. One of the islands, Fogo, is basically a giant active volcano called Pico do Fogo, sticking right out of the ocean. Sometimes it erupts and changes the whole landscape, which can be pretty tough for the people living there. But the volcanic soil is actually really good for growing special kinds of food. The folks on Fogo are amazing. They've learned how to live right alongside this super powerful volcano. Okay, so Cape Verde isn't just beautiful above water with its sunny beaches and volcanoes. There's a whole other amazing world hidden under the waves. The islands are volcanic, so there are all these cool underwater caves and tunnels made by lava. They're like secret homes for fish and other sea creatures, and divers love to explore them. Going into these caves is like visiting another planet, with light shining through in mysterious ways. These underwater mazes are super important to Cape Verde's nature, so we gotta be careful with them. These volcanic islands of Cape Verde are like a giant science lab for nature. Over time, lots of unique plants and animals have shown up here. Many of them you can't find anywhere else on Earth. The plants are super tough, growing in tricky spots, and it's a really important place for sea turtles to lay their eggs. Plus, there are tons of cool birds. The ocean around the islands is full of life too, whales, dolphins, and all sorts of colorful fish. Way back in the day, on the island of Santiago, there's this place called Cidade Velha. It's tucked into a valley, and it was the very first town Europeans built in the tropics. The Portuguese started it in 1462, and it became a super important stop for ships traveling between Europe, Africa, and the Americas. Now it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, which means it's a really big deal in history. It was a key spot for how the world explored and traded. Going there today is like stepping back in time and feeling how history was made. If you really want to get Cape Verde, you gotta try the food. It's packed with flavor and tells you a lot about the island's history and all the good stuff they grow. The number one dish you have to know is cachupa. It's this yummy stew that cooks for a long time, and it's all about sharing and community. Besides cachupa, there's tons of other great food, like super fresh seafood, juicy tropical fruits, and veggies grown right there on the islands. Life in Cape Verde is full of awesome parties and celebrations. It's when their amazing culture really shines with music, dancing, and everyone having a great time together. The carnival in Mindelo, on the island of São Vicente, is incredible. Think wild costumes and music that makes you want to dance. There are other cool festivals too, like the Baía das Gatas festival, and religious holidays that all show off the lively spirit of Cape Verde. The ocean around Cape Verde is like a hidden museum of old ships. Lots of ships didn't make it through these tricky waters and sank a long time ago. For people who study old stuff underwater and for brave divers, these shipwrecks are like a peek into the past. You can find things that tell stories about what life was like on those ships. These quiet wrecks at the bottom of the sea are like sad reminders of all the sailors who faced the dangerous oceans. Even the buildings in Cape Verde tell a cool story about its past when it was a colony and how its own special Creole style grew. The way houses and buildings look is a mix of styles brought from Europe, but changed up to fit the island weather and what they had to build with. This mix created a look that's totally Cape Verdean and full of history. Cape Verde becoming its own country is a story about being strong and fighting to be free. A really important leader in this fight was Amilcar Cabral. He helped get everything ready for them to be independent. When they finally got their independence in 1975, it was like starting a brand new story, where Cape Verde could decide its own future in the world. More than just the beautiful views and interesting history, what really makes Cape Verde special is how incredibly warm and friendly the people are. They have this spirit called Morabeza. It means they're super welcoming, kind and open-hearted, making everyone feel right at home. Honestly, this Morabeza is often what people remember most and love about visiting. Well, our trip through Cape Verde is coming to an end, but the amazing music, the friendly people, and the mysteries of these islands will stick with us for a long time. We really hope you had a good time finding out about all the cool hidden spots and the different kinds of beauty in these incredible islands. Don't forget to hit that like button, leave a comment, share this video, and subscribe to Variety Vista for more awesome adventures to hidden places around the world. See you in the next video.